Okay. Popcorn or candy, the great debate by Kayla, Jennifer, Kendall, and me, Erin. To snack or not to snack? That is the real question. For our data analysis project, we wanted to address the question that bothers everyone when they go to the movies: popcorn or candy? While working on this project, we wanted to know which movie snack was the best and why. We were curious on the preferences of the people when it comes to their movie snacks and to finally settle the debate of salty versus sweet.
Okay, so for our data collection, we did our collection over the course of a holiday weekend in an effort to obtain the data in the most unbiased way. We collected our data by two different means. So we chose to either collect our data in person or through an online survey that we made via Google Forms. We limited our sampling size to 40 people, so each of us collected data from 10 individuals. And then through the form, through both forms of our experiment, we included two questions. One was a multiple choice question and a second one, which was a open answer question. The multiple choice question was, did you prefer popcorn? A, B, candy, C, both, or D, neither? And then our open answered question was just why. So they can't, so any of the individuals can, specify their own reasoning on why they chose the snack that they did. And we felt that being able to provide an open answer question will give us more in-depth details on why someone made that choice without us influencing their decision.
So after the holiday weekend, and after we all surveyed friends, family, and some of us even the general public, this is the basic premise of what we figured out. So 42.5% of our survey population preferred both candy and popcorn, while 22.5% preferred just candy or just popcorn, with 12.5% preferring neither popcorn or candy. And in the next slide, we're going to look at a breakdown. So this is the pie chart created on the Google form that shows that out of the 40 responses that out of the 40 responses that 42% prefer both, 22.5% prefer candy or popcorn, and that 12.5% prefer neither. This is just another way we can look at the data. We decided to include both a pie chart and a bar graph. The bar graph just shows how much greater the population preferred both as opposed to one or the other. And along with asking what they preferred, we also asked why. Here's some of the common responses. When answering both, the most common reason was that they like mixing salty and sweet snacks together. When they answered only candy, the most common reason was that they preferred the sweet over salty, or that they snuck in candy into the theater. When answering popcorn, most people said that they weren't a fan of sweets or preferred salty, with 1 or 2 responses, including something about not being able to eat popcorn for reasons like having braces. And when answering neither, the most common response is that people preferred real food at the theater, or that candy and popcorn are too expensive.
So for analyzing what we found in our data collection, out of our 40 responses, we were able to see an in-depth look on what people actually prefer when they go to the movies. So this is a rank of our snack preferences after collecting the data. Almost 50% of the people within the survey preferred candy and popcorn both at the movie, which was standing as the most popular answer of our question. And after candy and popcorn was preferred, popcorn only was ranking at 22.5%, choosing one or the other based off of a person's personal preference, or some people just plainly prefer only popcorn and not candy. Also ranking at 22.5%, we have candy only. The choice of only candy was what people wanted that did not want popcorn. This was the exact same percentage of liking only popcorn at the movies. And lastly, the people that didn't want either one of the choices, neither popcorn or candy, ranked at 12.5% of the survey, and they wanted options outside of the two. So looking at why the people within the survey chose the option that they did, the people that wanted only candy chose candy just because the inconvenience of eating popcorn could be a hassle, or it was easier on the teeth. And the second reason why some people chose candy was they preferred sweets more so than salty snacks. As far as popcorn, we saw that the people within our data chose popcorn because they preferred a salty snack over a sweet snack. Some people also complained that the health preferences of candy was a bit too much, so they wanted to choose a salty snack usually. And then lastly, most people relate the movies with popcorn. Whenever they think of the movies, they automatically resort to popcorn and not candy. As far as choosing both, this was the most common preference, and people chose this because they get the best of both worlds, getting salty and also sweet, which is super satisfying for most. And then also it's expected, and it's an automatic correlation when they go to the movies because they always have candy, they always have popcorn. So why not get both? Was what most people thought about when they chose their option. And then for neither, a lot of people said that the pricing for candy and popcorn at the movie theaters could be a bit pricey, so they would rather bring in store-bought options or something outside of the two. People also chose neither because they just simply wanted a different snack choice, such as real food or even nachos that keeps them a bit more filled up during the movie.
As for the discussion, based on the results of our sample, we can imply that the love for popcorn and candy are equally favored, with the both category at a whopping 42.5%. Even when picked separately, popcorn and candy still finish with 22.5% each. If we were to do the study again and improve it, we could take into consideration the age ranges in which we collect the data from. Some of the possible biases we came across were people sneaking in their own candy or snacks due to the movie theater candy and other foods being too expensive or not having their personal favorites. We also had some responses of candy being either too sweet or too much sugar. The same goes for popcorn with it being too salty. They varied between personal preferences.
Overall, the overwhelming conclusion, we can conclude that out of the 40 people sampled, the majority of people believe that both popcorn and candy are the best snacks. I think other ways that we could improve it might be taking a larger sample size and including age ranges in the data. But based on the experiment we created, our conclusion is that both candy and popcorn are the best.
That concludes our presentation.